I've selected the simulator, and this is the IP address of the simulator. And a PLC simulator usually takes the IP address of your engineering workstation. And the IP address of the engineering workstation that I am using, this is its IP address, and the media that I'm using is TCP/IP, which falls under Ethernet. If I want to test if the connection between my engineering workstation and my simulator is working, I'll just click on test connection, and then it tells me that the connection is live and ready. So now that means we are all good and ready, and I can be able to connect with the PLC. Then you're just gonna click OK. You've done the setup of the connection interface in software. Now you are ready to transfer the configuration to the PLC. I'm just gonna quickly go through this. At the bottom here, it just tells me that whatever I have on my engineering workstation is not what the PLC has. So it means that the PLC does not have the same configuration. This means that my physical connection is okay. I now need to transfer my configuration. So here in this one, if I go to PLC and then say transfer project to PLC, so here it gives me the difference between the configuration that I have versus what is on the PLC. So I'm just gonna click transfer, and then it's just gonna ask me to rebuild and then transfer. And now it's transferring the project to the PLC, and everything is all good now. It's happy, and the PLC has a configuration. You can even see here that on my config I now have some green dots, which represents that the communication is okay. But we'll cover all the downloading and the transferring to the PLC when we go through the programming software in detail. So this video was just to show you that you need to have a physical configuration in software which matches what you have in your hardware. Then you need to connect, depending on the connection interface that you're using, you need to connect a physical wire between your engineering workstation and your PLC. Once that physical wire has been connected, you then need to set up the communication interface in software. Then after setting up the communication interface in software, you can then be able to connect with your engineering workstation to the PLC and then transfer the configuration to the PLC. Once the PLC has the configuration, it will be healthy, and it will also be able to recognize all the modules that are connected to it. So in other words, the CPU would be able to identify the digital input cards, digital outputs, analog in and analog out, and any other communication or special card or module rather that is connected to the PLC. So that's how this ties up. And then when you do the programming software, we're going to spend a lot of time in terms of the features and how this builds up until it is a proper project.